Hello, I'm Maggie. Thank you so much for finding your way here. I'm going to be guiding you through a 60-minute slow burn focused on the outer hips today. If this is your first time flowing with me, know that you can take this class at any pace, drop down into child's pose whenever you feel you need to, and then just pick back up whenever you would like. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on our mat in an easy seat, sitting up on your sits bones. Place your right leg out in front of your left, and if you'd like, you can sit up on a block. And start to settle in here. Hands can rest on your legs. Sit up tall. Maybe you want to play with tilting the pelvis here. Finding that happy sweet spot, taking some head or neck rolls to help you settle into your body. Allow your mind to start to quiet down and invite your awareness into this space, onto your mat, and focus on your breath. If you'd like to set an intention for yourself for today's practice, go ahead and take a moment to do that for yourself now. Once you've landed on your intention, take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up your lungs, let your belly expand, and then sigh it out to your mouth. Take one more, just like that. Inhale and exhale. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed, or you can gently blink them open. Inhale, sweep your hands up toward the ceiling, lengthen through your sides, reach through the fingertips and root down through your seat. And on your exhale, hinge at your hips and reach your hands far out in front of you. They can land on the floor or blocks. Walk them out as far as you would like, or keep them as close as feels comfortable and supportive for you. And while you're here, I always encourage movement and just to listen to the body. Sometimes the body craves movement. It can help us settle in a little bit more and also gather just more information about where we're at and how our body is feeling in this moment. On your next inhale, start to walk your hands back in towards your leg. Cradle your right leg. So your knee is going to come into your right elbow crease, and the left hand can grab the sole of your foot, or if you feel open enough, you can place the sole of your foot in your left elbow crease. We're going to cradle the leg just like a baby. And this can be a big movement, it can be small. And notice the sensation and the movement in your right hip here. Place your right foot down just out in front of you. Both hands grab the right shin. Sit up nice and tall first, and then take the left elbow, cross it on top of the right knee. Palms come together, finding a twist here. Thumbs draw toward heart center. I know I'm facing away from you, I'm sorry. Sit up nice and tall. And on your exhales, find your twist, pressing your knee into your elbow and your elbow into your knee. On your next inhale, come back to center, release the twist, switch out the legs. Left leg out in front. Find your seat. Arms sweep up tall to lengthen through the spine first, and then on the exhale, hinge forward, reaching hands out in front of you, letting them land wherever they fall. Finding movement here, and know that This shape might look completely different in your body, in your living room, or in whatever space that you're in practicing. And that is okay. I don't expect you to look exactly like I do. I encourage you to meet yourself where you are at. On your next inhale, walk your hands back in toward the left shin. Find your cradle on the left leg, hand to sole of foot, elbow around the knee. Or if you want to take it deeper, you can place the sole of your left foot in the crease of your right elbow. And use your right leg, your rooted leg, to root down into the floor. Provide a little bit of stability for your balance here. And then place the left foot down out in front of you. Hands grab the shin. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulder blades pull down your back body. Reach through the crown of your head. And when you're ready, find your twist. Right elbow to left knee. Palms come together, so it's an active twist here. Keeping yourself upright, using your obliques to twist. Press your left knee in toward your elbow. It'll also be drawing toward the pinky edge of your left foot. And then your gaze can look over the left shoulder. It can look straight out in front of you. Think of staying tall through the spine and then wringing out the core. Inhale, come back to center. Swing your legs out to either side. And we meet in our tabletop with hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take a moment to settle in here first. Pressing the floor away with your hands, and with just that subtle movement, notice the upper back start to broaden. Press the top of your feet and your shins into the floor. Neutral pelvis here, belly button pulls in toward the spine. Think of lengthening, shoulders pull down and away from the earlobes. And then we'll move through some cat-cows to help wake up the spine a little bit more. On your inhale, drop your belly down for your cow. Lift the gaze, chin lifts, tailbone lifts. And on your exhale, scoop the tailbone under, cat pose. Round through the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Come back to neutral. And we'll find some scapula push-ups. Here, keep your elbows straight, keep the pelvis neutral. Just press the floor away. Open up through your upper back, shoulder blades melt down off of either side, and then lower the heart between the biceps. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, just kind of like a shoulder shrug here. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, melt the heart between the biceps. Inhale, press. Last one. Exhale, melt. Come back to neutral. Tuck toes under, pull your hands just 1 to 2 inches closer toward the knees, and start to find a rock forward and back. Rocking the shoulders toward the fingers, and then sending the hips toward the heels, pressing into your thumb and index finger here. Beautiful. And then turn the fingers back toward the knees, palms are down on the floor. Here, if this is enough of a sensation, you can stay here. We're looking for a sensation in the bottom part of your wrist. If you'd like more, sink your hips back toward the heels. Palms might lift up off the floor. Know that that's okay. You might want to intentionally lift the palms off the mat and stretch into your fingers. And then flip your palms so they face your chest. Fingers still face your knees, so you're on the top of your hand here. This can be intense, so if it feels more supportive to keep one hand down while the other palm faces the chest, know that that's an option as well for you here. Sit back onto your heels. Give your hands a little shake. Try to keep your toes tucked under as this stretches out the soles of your feet and your toes as we cram them into shoes all day long that really, most of the time, are not made for the shape of our feet. And then when you feel ready, we'll meet back in our tabletop. Untuck your toes. If it feels good, you can kind of pitter patter them out. And then root down into the left hand. Inhale, right hand reaches tall. Breathe here, bicep is next to the ear. Start to press down into the right shin as you inhale, left leg lifts. Toes are off of the mat, knees lifted off the mat. Reach through your heel as you pull your thigh away from your knee. And then lower the left hip down so it's even with the right. Inhale, lift your arm and leg 1 inch higher. And on your exhale, just the right hand lands. Inhale, find your supported side plank. Pivot on the right knee. Left foot lands at the back of your mat. Left hand peels up toward the ceiling. Breathe here. Pull the left shoulder back in space so that it stacks on top of your right. Squeeze into your glutes, pressing the front of your pelvis toward the side of your mat. And then everything stays the same here. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Lift and lower. Last 2. Lift and lower. Last 1. Lift and lower. Place your left hand down on the mat. Find a high plank with the right knee hugging into the chest. Breathe here. Your shoulders are over your wrist. Your right leg is hugging in. You can stay or you can take this drill. Inhale, press the floor away like you're in cat. Exhale, drop the knee to tap the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Everyone step your foot between your thumbs. Drop down to the back knee. Inhale, rise up, low crescent. Breathe here. Adjust your stance if you need to. Send your hips forward and down. Scoop the tailbone under. Squeeze into the left glute and press into your left shin. This creates more activation and it helps open up through the front of your hip flexor. It does reduce your range of motion just a little bit here because it's active. That's okay. Inhale, reach through your fingertips, and on your exhale, find an easy twist. Left hand comes down to the inside of the right foot. Right hand reaches tall. Again, pull the right shoulder back in space. Think of pulling the shoulder, not just the hand. We want to keep everything in line here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, half splits. Right hand comes down to frame out your right foot. Hips send back in space. Pull the right toe or toes towards your chest. Keep a soft bend in the right knee. And if you're looking for more sensation, you can play with pulling the left hip forward and the right hip back, encouraging more length in your hamstring here. Inhale, rise up to your low crescent. This time tuck the left toes under as your hands float up toward the ceiling. And on your exhale, standing forward, fold to the top of the mat. Left foot steps forward to meet the right. Hips are lifted. Heart folds forward toward the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs. Breathe here for just a moment. Soft or deep bend in the legs. Pull the shoulder blades down the back body. Gaze is down on the floor just out in front of you. Think of lifting through the back of your neck and tucking your chin in. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Hang out here for a moment. You can heel toe your feet hip width distance apart. And play with finding some movement as you let your head hang heavy. You can grab opposite elbows. Explore with shifting your weight forward into your toes and then back into your heels. Or bending into one knee and then the other. Shaking head, yes or no. When you're ready, Release your fingers back down to the floor. Hips stack over your ankles. Inhale, halfway lift one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to your standing mountain Tadasana. Root down into the soles of your feet. Reach your fingertips tall toward the ceiling. Maybe the gaze even lifts and you look at your pinkies. Rotate them in. Find activation through the arms. Breathe. Pull your thighs up and away from your knees. Scoop the tailbone under. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Here is where we meet. Shoulders over wrists. Toes are tucked under. You're always welcome to drop down to the knees. Everything else still applies. Scoop the tailbone under. Press the floor away. Take one more inhale. Exhale, drop down to your knees. Untuck your toes. We do that all over again on the other side. When you're ready, inhale, left fingertips reach. Bicep is next to the ear. See if you can keep your weight evenly in the right hand and in the left leg, as if you're not even removing any of your limbs from the floor. Inhale, right leg lifts. Right hip stays low. Core is strong. Thumb lifts up toward the ceiling. And then the heel lifts. And on your exhale, left hand lands. Inhale, supported side plank. Left knee pivots. Right foot lands at the back of your mat. Peel your right hand open. Breathe. Find your foundation here. Gaze is wherever's most supportive for your neck. And then everything stays the same. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, lower to tap. Inhale and lower. Last three, lift and lower. Last two, lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. High plank, right hand lands, hug the left knee into the chest. Round through your spine like you're in your cat pose. You can stay or you can take our drill. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, hug it into your chest. Exhale, tap your knee. Inhale, lift, last one. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, compress, and then step your left foot between your hands. Untuck your back toes, drop down to your back knee. Inhale, rise up. Low crescent. Breathe here. Root down into your left big toe and then draw your knee toward the pinky edge of your foot, dispersing your weight evenly throughout your foot here. And then energetically pull your front heel and your back knee toward one another, like you're trying to squeeze the mat underneath you. Inhale. Exhale, easy twist. Right hand peels down, lands on the floor. Left hand stays lifted. Gaze can look up toward the ceiling. Stay active through your arms. Keep pressing the floor away with your right hand as you lift yourself up and out of your right shoulder. Take one more inhale. Exhale, half splits. Left hand swings down and around, frames out your left foot. Pull your toes towards your chest. If your body's craving movement, know that it is welcome. You can windshield wiper your foot from left to right. You can rock your weight forward and back. Sometimes our left and right sides need different love and attention. When you're ready, inhale, rise up to your low crescent. Right toes tuck under. Keep your right knee down on the floor for now. Fingers float up tall. Exhale, standing forward fold. Step your right foot forward. Hinge at your hips. Hands reach down toward the floor. Know that while you're here, you might want to have a deep bend in your knees. Your chest might rest on your thighs. maybe your legs look a little bit more straight. Know that both options are correct. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine, chest becomes parallel to the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Fingertips float up high when you're ready. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Set yourself up. Toes are tucked under, heels pull over the balls of your feet. Tailbone scoops to help engage through your core. Press the floor away. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Elbows hug in towards your side body. And once you land on your belly, untuck your toes. Press the top of your feet into the floor. Start to pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, cobra. Peel your heart off the mat. Little to no weight is in your hands. Elbows zip in to your side body. And your gaze is just out in front of you. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your heart down. Inhale, rise up through tabletop or high plank. And on your exhale, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. First downward facing dog. Settle in, explore, get out all of your wiggles. Press evenly into your hands. Guide your chest back towards your thighs. Gaze is looking at your toes and your biceps frame out your ears. We're really gonna start to get into it now. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Reach through your right heel. Toes point down toward the floor and then lower your right hip so it's even with your left. Inhale, lift your leg 1 inch higher. Gaze might look toward your fingers, and on your exhale, right knee to right elbow, hug it in close. Shoulders stack over your wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick it back up. Exhale, knee to chest. Maybe you reach for your nose and tuck your chin in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. You're crossing your chest here, hold. From here, you can drop down to your supported side plank, lowering the right knee to the mat, or you can find fallen star, extend the right knee, plant the pinky edge of your right foot down on the mat. Everyone peels their left hand up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Take one more inhale, press into your right hand. Exhale, seated straddle. Lower the hips down and or straighten out through the right leg, depending on what version you took. Flex your toes towards your chest. Inhale, fingertips float up high. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward. Seated straddle, forward fold. Breathe here. Use this as a time to reconnect with your breath in case you lost it. To tap back in to your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, walk your hands back towards center. Coming out the way we came in, right hand to the top of your mat. Inhale, fallen star or supported side plank. Exhale, high plank. Hug your right knee into your chest and then step your right foot between your thumbs. Inhale, rise up to your high crescent. Keep your back knee lifted. Press into your left toes, stack your heel over the ball of your foot. Right knee drives forward toward your right big toe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands come together. Through heart center, revolved high crescent, left elbow to right knee. Press your palms in toward one another. Keep pressing into your left toes, creating a long line from your back foot out through the top of your head. Keep your chest low towards your thigh. Inhale, lightning crescent, reach your fingertips long. Breathe. We're here for one more inhale. Exhale, standing forward fold. Left foot steps forward to meet the right. That was a big step for me. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Send your hips back in space. Bend at the knees. Hands reach up tall toward the ceiling, biceps by the ears. Look down and make sure you can see all 10 toes. Energetically squeeze your inner thighs together. You can also place a block between your knees. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Roll all the way up to standing. Press the feet into the floor. Fingers reach tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift through the tailbone. Shoulder blades pull down the back body. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. This time, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Elbows in nice and tight to the side body. Hover over the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the top of your feet, hips and knees are lifted here. Press the hands into the floor and then rotate your inner elbow to face the front of your mat as you feed your heart through your biceps. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use your core to send your hips up and back in space. Check in with your body. See how you feel. Maybe you notice a difference between the left and the right side. And we do it all over again on the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Take a moment here. Enjoy this three-legged down dog. Maybe you've got a bend in the right knee. Lift through the left heel. Keep the leg straight. It doesn't matter how high it is if your leg is bent and your hips are open. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Shoulders rock forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Round through the spine. Maybe the nose comes in to touch the knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. You've got your options. You can take fallen star or your supported side plank. Lift through the hips, reach the right hand tall. Exhale, lower the hips down. Here, you've got your options. Again, you can take your stretch right down the center, or you can reach fingertips tall, sweep the right arm down in front of you, reaching for the left thigh or knee, and the left hand reaches up and over. Inhale back through center. Exhale, take the other side, or stay as you are, reaching down center. Know that here in your seated straddle, folding forward or taking these side stretches might be really, really intense for you. And you might even just get a sensation in the back of your hamstrings by sitting upright. You might even be feeling the tilt of your pelvis and rounding. And if this is the case, sit up on something, a pillow, blocks, books, to give yourself a little bit more space so you can sit upright through the spine. When you're ready, we come back out the way we came in. Left hand at the top of the mat. Inhale, fallen star or supported side plank. Exhale, right hand lands, hug your left knee into your chest. Right away, step the left foot between your thumbs. Inhale, high crescent, chest lifts, shoulders stack on top of hips. Scoop your tailbone under here. You're still opening through your front hip flexor in the right leg. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls back. If this feels crunchy or like a lot, bend into the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, revolved high crescent. Palms come together. Cut through center. Right elbow to left knee. Breathe. Press your palms into one another. Guide thumbs toward heart center. Stack your elbow on top of your wrist. Press the palms together. And then the wrist stacks on top of the elbow. Stay low. Inhale, lightning crescent. Release the twist. Chest hovers over the thigh. Exhale, standing forward fold. Right foot steps forward to meet the left. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Send the hips back in space. Your weight should be in your heels and in the ball of your feet. Toes should be nice and light. Scoop your tailbone under and squeeze into your glutes. Naturally, we like to find this tilt in our pelvis lifting up through the tailbone. Scoop it under to help lengthen through the low back. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it forward. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Feeling into the spine as each vertebra stacks on top of one another. Hands float up toward the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, hands plant, yogi's choice. Feel free to move through a vinyasa, high to low plank, upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog is where we meet. All optional. There are plenty of times when I skip the vinyasa and just go straight into downward facing dog, because that's what my body is craving. All right, final sequence here. It's gonna get a little intense, but I believe in you. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders shift forward. Inhale, downward facing dog with figure four legs. Cross the right ankle on top of the left knee. Pull your right toes toward your right knee and bend into the left leg. Use your internal strength to draw your right knee back in space to open up through your outer hip, just as if you were doing this seated on your bed. Keep pressing the floor away with your hands. Your shoulders should be like earrings. You're welcome to take this into a side plank variation, dropping the left heel down, left hand will lift. Hips can sink back. You can play with finding movement here. Come back to your downward facing dog with figure four legs. Inhale, warrior two. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Drop down to the left heel. Cartwheel your hands open. Breathe here. Shoulders stack on top of hips. Right knee pushes forward toward your toes. And then press into the pinky edge of your back foot to help pull your left quad away from your knee. Stay strong in the lower body here. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches up and over. Keep sending the right knee forward and reach through the right fingertips, long line from the right hip, all the way through your side body. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, elbow to knee, left hand reaches high, or your hand can reach toward the floor. And press your forearm to the inner side of your right knee or calf, or your hand can come all the way down to the floor or a block. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches back up and over. Big transition here. Exhale, half moon. Right hand reaches toward the top of your mat until the left foot floats up. Left hip pulls on top of the right and grow long here, finding activation in the legs. We've been in this shape before in our supported side plank. Take one more inhale. Exhale, left hand lowers, left leg swings straight out to the side. Hold here. And on your exhale, lower the left leg down to hover next to the right. Inhale, kick it back up. Exhale, lower, just one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, swing the left leg behind the right. You'll land on the pinky edge of your left foot. Left hand stays rooted, right hand peels up. Just kind of like this twisted pretzel or A-frame, as I'm borrowing from Breathe and Flow, from Breathe and Flow. Reach through the right hand, pull the right shoulder back in space. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Right hand sweeps down. Left knee hugs into the chest here. We're not quite done working. Find your balance in the right foot. Slowly rise up to a single standing mountain. Left knee hugs into chest, hands reach tall. Standing figure four. Left ankle crosses over the right knee, hands come through heart center. You can place hands on the knee and the foot. You can drop hands down to the floor. If you want to take flying pigeon and take some arm balance here, you're welcome to. We're here for one more round of breath. Inhale, rise back up, hug your left knee in. Exhale, chair. Left foot lands next to the right, hips sink back and down. Inhale, pull the thumbs toward the back of your mat. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, revolve chair. Right elbow to left knee. Press your palms into one another. Look down at your knees. The right knee might want to sneak forward. Pull it back in space. Here, we hold for 5 rounds of breath. You're welcome to drop down and take side crow. Hands will land at the long edge of your mat. Create a shelf for your chest, or for your knees and leg, rather. And then maybe the feet float. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Release. Maybe the legs get a little shake out here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or jump back. Optional vinyasa. And we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg sweeps up high. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders push toward fingers. Inhale, downward facing dog with figure 4 legs. Flex your toes, send your hips back in space, press through your hands. Option to take the side plank variation, rotate down to the right heel, right hand will lift up. You can play with your depth here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right foot steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, warrior 2, drop down to the right heel. Hands peel open. Look down, make sure you can see your left big toe on the inside of your left leg, and then draw your knee toward the pinky edge of your foot, helping to keep everything stacked here. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand reaches up and over. Send your left knee forward. Hips might lower down here. Reach through the left hand. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, strong in the legs here. Right hand floats up toward the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon. Bend deep into the left knee. Left hand reaches forward. until the right foot lifts. Pull the right hip back to stack on top of the left. And then don't just let your right leg just kind of like hang here. Find some activation. Press the sole of your foot toward the space behind you. We're here for one more round of breath. On your next exhale, right hand lowers. Swing the right leg directly out to the side. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, lower down to hover next to the left. Inhale, kick it back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep your right foot behind your left. Land on the pinky edge of your foot. Arch of your foot is lifted. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you come onto the pinky edge of your left leg. Right hand is rooted. Left hand peels open. Float your left hand down to the floor. Hug your right knee into your chest. Find your balance. Maybe you've got a deep bend in the left leg and start to rise up to standing. Exhale, standing figure four. Hands come through heart center, hips sink back and down. Use your internal strength to draw your knee toward the floor, or you can use your hand for a little bit of support. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, chair. Right foot meets the left. Hips sink back and down. Inhale, thumbs pull back in space. Exhale, hands through heart center. Find your revolved chair. Left elbow to right knee. Gaze might be down on the floor. Hips stay lower than the heart. If you want to take side crow, go ahead. We're here for 3 more rounds of breath. Make your way back to revolve chair. Take one more inhale. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back. Move through your vinyasa. And we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. Lower down onto the shin. Walk your knee back in space. Maybe you've got a block underneath you. And it doesn't matter the depth of your front knee. Your heel can be in super close. It can be parallel with the top of your mat. Just be gentle with your knee. We don't want to put too much torque and crank on it. You're welcome to stay upright. Inhaling, hands high. Exhaling, finding sleeping pigeon. Hands, forearms, lower down to the floor. On your inhale, press back into your palms, walk hands in toward the right shin, sit over onto your right hip, double pigeon, swing the left leg around, stack the left ankle on top of the right knee. And yours might look completely different. Yours might be up really high. You might be really tight in the hips. That's okay. You can grab blocks, you can grab pillows to stack under and find support. You can even just place your hands there as a gentle support rather than like carrying the load. Maybe your legs are down a little bit more. We want the legs to be parallel with each other though. So it doesn't matter if the knees are up high or if the knees are down low. Sit up tall, reconnect with the breath. Place your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Hands swing behind you. So right hand comes behind you, then the left hand lands downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. We find the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg. Exhale, pigeon, left knee to left wrist, lower the shin down. Find your variation here. Flex your toes toward your left knee. Squeeze into the right glute. Inhale, hands tall. Exhale, find your fold. See if you can release any tension in your body in order to protect ourselves. Our body will automatically clench and tighten, and it prevents us from going any deeper. And that can be deeper physically, it can be deeper mentally, emotionally, right? If we've experienced past trauma or stress, our mind works in a way to protect us, and it tries to prevent us from reliving those moments or those memories and picking up on patterns and different things. And it thinks it's being helpful. And in a way it is. There's a time and place for that. But with your breath, can you see if you can soften just a little bit? When you're ready, walk your hands back in toward the left shin, sit over onto the left hip, double pigeon, right leg swings around. Find your version, grab your props that you need or want. Sometimes the body craves a more gentle variation, even though in previous days its capacity has been more, and it doesn't say anything about you or your body. Nothing good or bad for that matter. So again, here, as you might be experiencing some discomfort of this deep outer hip stretch, when we experience discomfort, we might want to move around a lot, wiggle, constantly adjusting, trying to get out of it. Can you focus on the breath? Can you acknowledge your discomfort as you sit in stillness and watch what happens? Start to uncross your legs, plant the soles of your feet down on the mat, scoot your butt toward your heels, and then lower all the way down onto your back body. Pull the heels in toward your glutes, fingers reach toward the backs of your heels. Start to squeeze inner thighs toward one another, squeeze the feet toward one another. Just scoop the tailbone and your pelvis off the floor. Finding the tuck of the tailbone here. And then lift the rest of your back up for your bridge pose. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Windshield wiper your knees to the left and to the right. If there's any other postures you want to take, go ahead. Take those now. When you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, giving yourself a nice big old hug. Lift your forehead towards your knees. Take an inhale. One more sip at the top. Exhale, release into your final resting posture of Shavasana. Let your legs fall long or take any other shape that feels restful and restorative to you. Let your hands take up space. Let your arms extend out to either side. Let go of any control of your breath. Let go of your muscles. And let your awareness be focused on the breath. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you need or would like. I encourage you to stay here for at least a few minutes, letting the body rest. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this time and this practice with you, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon.